Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Micah. You guys are rocking with me on Micah's Intellectual Corner. On today's episode, we're going to be diving back into another Vsauce video. This one's called "Did the Past Really Happen?" Just a little philosophy type of video. We're going to make us think a little bit. Don't forget to check out my short series Today in History. Let's ride.
Hey Vsauce, Michael here. The dog that played Toto in The Wizard of Oz was credited as Toto. But in reality, the dog's name was Terry. And when Terry died in 1945, her owner and trainer, Carl Spitz, buried her on his ranch in Los Angeles. But in 1958, the Ventura Highway was constructed right through Terry's grave. Her remains were disturbed and have never been found. 53 years later, a memorial was erected in Hollywood Forever Cemetery in her honor.
Yeah, as sad as that really is, I'm not really surprised when you think about Los Angeles. I mean, so they build so many damn highways through and stadiums and stuff through so many neighborhoods. It's unreal. So honestly, that part doesn't really surprise me. But yeah, let's get back into it, though, guys.
Was erected in Hollywood Forever Cemetery in her honor. But because she isn't buried there, the memorial is not a grave. It's what's known as a cenotaph, an empty tomb. I was reminded of Toto's cenotaph when I saw the cenotaph of Philippopos atop the Hill of the Muses in Athens. You see, I was recently in Greece talking about YouTube with YouTube creators. The all-seeing eye of Guy came along and we visited the Acropolis, a lion gate nearly 1,000 years older than the Acropolis, the earliest known analog computer.
Oh, he's talking about that computer. I don't know if a lot of you guys know about it, but that's called the Antikythera mechanism, but pretty much is a hand-cranked mechanism that is supposed to be like an analog computer and supposed to be able to tell where astrological things and eclipses. It's supposed to be able to predict where those things are going to be and happen decades before it was supposed to happen. That was back in I think 300 or some BC that they did this, so it's very sophisticated for its time. But yeah, let's get back into it, though, guys.
Computer, plenty of beautiful cats, and I even took a selfie in Delphi. Seeing all of these things and how old they were made me wonder, how will we be remembered? How will future archaeologists react to the ruins of today's society they find thousands of years from now? Will they do a good job piecing it together?
That question right there always makes me think, how did the Romans think whenever they found the Sphinx and the pyramids and stuff like that was already 2,000, 3,000 years old whenever they found it, and now to us they're 2,000 years. You know what I'm saying? That's how old that stuff was. I think it was noted that the last restoration or something to the Sphinx happened in the year 1,400 BC or something like that. That's how old it is. But yeah.
A good job piecing it together? Will anything about you in particular be remembered? And for that matter, how do we even know that the past really happened? Not just the way we think it happened, but at all. Seriously.
Well, I think when it comes to that, I feel like there's obviously little details in our day-to-day lives that tell us that the past happened. For say, when you find an old World War II pistol, if you're out in one of the forces in France, you find an old World War II pistol. That's a clue from the past. Say, you have a stain on your T-shirt from food, from a bleach stain or something from your T-shirt that happened a year ago. That's a clue from the past. I don't know, things like that. Maybe I'm getting into it though.
Seriously. Can you prove that the universe wasn't created last Thursday? That everything, every person, every memory you have, every photo you've taken didn't just pop into existence last week or 5 minutes ago? Last Thursdayism is the belief that the universe was created last Thursday. It doesn't have actual followers or rituals, but proving it wrong is impossible. Not because the universe actually was created last Thursday, but because last Thursdayism...
See, I feel like even that is kind of teetering on like how the Matrix is. Like, you know, how is it that something that, you know, my memories and everyone else's memories of me and everything that I've ever affected or been affected by can pop up just like that on Thursday? You know what I'm saying? That's I feel like that's going back kind of like on the Matrix type of thing, maybe. Mm-hmm.
Not because the universe actually was created last Thursday, but because last Thursdayism is not falsifiable. It cannot be shown to be false. Any evidence you bring up against it can be explained away as part of the everything that was created last Thursday. Many people believe that in order for a theory, an explanation, to be scientific, it must be possible to refute it, to prove it wrong, to test it. So instead, last Thursdayism falls into the domain of philosophy, where luckily there are razors, little rules of thumb that help shave off unlikely explanations. The most famous is Occam's razor. When faced with a choice between explanations, choose the one that requires the fewest assumptions. Occam's razor can shave off last Thursdayism because it requires fewer assumptions to believe that, say, this beehive tomb was constructed way back in the Bronze Age and that I just visited it later than it does to believe that the tomb, my memories of it, and this footage of me inside it just happened to coincidentally pop into existence at the same time last Thursday.
Yeah, see, I feel like there's just too many different things out there that refute it. Like I said, there's just, you yourself, say you have 500 friends on Facebook. That means that's 500 people with a distinctive memory of you in some way, shape, or form, and you tell me that all of that just popped up just like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just, let's get back into it though, guys.
Last Thursday. One of my favorite philosophical razors cuts off so much stuff, it's not even called a razor. It's called Newton's flaming laser sword. It states, if something cannot be settled by experiment, then it is not worthy of debate. So let's move on to the past. What does Newton's flaming laser sword tell us about the past? I mean, it doesn't exist in the same way gravity or light or protons do. We can't do experiments on it, build control groups, run trials. The past just is what it was.
Well, there are I feel like certain experiments that you might be able to do, like say, putting an orange on a table, coming back a week later, it's rotted, you know, it's rotten now. That's kind of a controlled experiment of, hey, the past really happened or exists because this orange, I don't know, maybe I'm getting too far into it. Let me know though, guys.
The past just is what it was. We will one day be the past, and no matter how well we try to record our stories, ourselves, without time machines, future archaeologists are going to have to make a lot of guesses about us. But that's kind of cool. Future humans will likely know way more than us today about medicine, about exoplanets, about physics. But one thing they almost surely will not know more about than we do is today.
Well, I mean, and one thing too, I feel like we talk about archaeology in the future, in 2,000 years ago and from now, and we're talking about people who are trying to find us and you know, get stuff from us. You got to think to yourself though too, we're putting out so much data every single day, every single minute. Just this video alone is more data than the past 2,000 years combined. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we're putting out so much data every single minute, every single day, that I feel like even the people 2,000 years from now will have at least somewhat of a little bit more easier way if not way easier way to figure out how we were than say we can with people 2,000 years from where we are right now. Anyway, let's get back to it though.
Not know more about than we do is today. Will your great-great-great-great-grandkids know your name? Will aliens who visit Earth millions of years after humans leave or go extinct understand that Animorphs was just fiction and not a history of our people? You are destined to become whatever the future thinks you were. If you're lucky, vandals, fire, natural disaster, conquerors, thieves, all of these forces obscure facts over time. But no matter how well we try to preserve today for future history books, there's one type of fog we are unlikely to avoid. Apathy. Ira Glass put it well when he asked his listeners a simple question. Name 10 people from the 15th century. We have records of more than 10 people, but to most of us, they don't matter.
I feel like that question can go towards anything that really, especially for Americans, that goes past anything from the 1600s back. Because you can ask any American, at least who's been through school, you can name George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, all these people from the 1700s, and then we can go to the 1800s. We can name a whole bunch of people from 1800s. So I feel like that can go, I think, at least towards that.
To most of us, they don't matter. In 500 years, radio hosts will be making the same jokes, but about us. However, there is a legacy you leave behind that is irreversible, immutable, and in a way, unforgettable. To conserve energy, turn off when not in use, or just keep them on. Energy will be conserved no matter what you do. Even if you leave lights on all year, there will be no less or more energy in the universe. What's really being conserved when we turn off lights are the resources we turn into energy the lights can use. But if you counted up all the energy in the system before and after turning the lights on, it would be the same. Energy also does something else. Unless hindered from doing so, energy will spread out. It will disperse. That is, in so few words, the second law of thermodynamics. It's how our universe...
And, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but obviously I know this is kinetic energy, but would that be the same as say, if you're in a car, you're in a car crash, you're not wearing your seatbelt, and you get in you hit something, the car stops, but you keep going? Is that obviously that energy that keeps dispersing? Does that make sense? I guess. Let's keep going.
Second law of thermodynamics. It's how our universe works. It's why things that happen spontaneously do. Energy spreads. Even when a process locally concentrates energy, like when a crystal forms or life grows, the second law isn't violated because these processes aren't independent from the larger world around them. They aren't 100% efficient. Hindrances can hold back the inevitable spread of energy for a long time. The second law doesn't say when energy will disperse, just that when it can, it will. Balloons will deflate. Objects will fall. Hot objects will cool down, and perfume sprayed across the room will eventually migrate to your nose, even in really still air. How much or...
Yeah, it's kind of like the ripple effect. If you in an ocean, you drop a rock in there and you see the ripples or the waves or whatever coming from it. It just keeps going and going. You know what I'm saying? I guess that if maybe, correct me if I'm wrong, guys.
Will eventually migrate to your nose, even in really still air. How much or how widely energy has spread out is measured in entropy. Entropy is often called disorder, chaos, but entropy is very different from macroscopic messiness. This deck of cards is themed after Greek philosophers. It's also arranged by value and suit, the entire deck. But if I take the deck and shuffle it, that is, disorder it, I haven't actually increased the deck's entropy, because nothing about this deck of cards is energy.
See, that makes sense. But just real quick fun fact, and I always think that this is the craziest thing to think about whenever you're looking at a deck of cards. But just so you guys know that there are actually 8 to the 67th power number of ways to shuffle a deck of cards. That's an 8 with 67 zeros behind it. Now, just for reference or whatever, there are, I think, 1 to the 21 or 27th power, one of the two, number of stars in the universe, in the entire observable universe. And we already know from our one of our other science videos that there's like 10,000 stars out there for every 1 grain of sand on Earth. So there means there's more ways to shuffle a deck of cards than there are grains of sand on the Earth, than there are stars on the Earth. It's crazy when you think about stuff like that, but let's get back into it though, guys.
Because nothing about this deck of cards' energy is different than it was before. However, entropy in the greater world around us has increased, because in order to shuffle the cards, my body has to do work. It has to take energy concentrated in my cells and change and disperse that energy into kinetic energy, movement, and a little bit of heat from my body and from the cards, friction, and a little bit of sound energy. That rustling noise. So there's your real legacy, your contribution to the universe's growing entropy. No process will be able to undo the net increase in entropy you accomplish in your life.
You know what's even crazy too? Even your kids are gonna always be like your lineage, your family lineage can easily be snapped just like that. It's not for sure thing, because if you think about it, it could be easily snapped as, say, one generation not having kids, or say war, like World War II, whole generations getting wiped out just like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he's right. Even it's just energy
in your life. History may forget you or misinterpret your accomplishments or what you stood for. The ripples you leave behind may get redirected, but the universe will never be able to forget the entropy you add. That's the law, the second law of thermodynamics. Many scientists believe that this means that eventually energy, heat, will be completely spread out evenly throughout the universe. It will be the same temperature everywhere, and at that point, nothing will be able to happen. Because in order for something to happen, entropy needs to increase, energy needs to spread, to move, to change. This may be the ultimate fate of the universe.
Yeah, but I mean, even then, that's not going to happen for... You think about it, that's not going to happen for a long time. Because I mean, if you go back to a Melody Sheet video, like right now, we're still in the baby stages of our universe, technically. So that's not going to happen for, technically, I guess, you can say a Googleplex or a Googleplex Pi year or whatever, which is just Googleplex times 2, which is, I think they said the longest or the highest number we can think of, I guess, but yeah.
This may be the ultimate fate of the universe. Thermodynamic equilibrium. The heat death of the universe. It's been estimated that at the rate things happen, this end of the universe will occur in about a Google years. And you're contributing to it by simply existing. A funny consequence of all of this is the fact that people who aren't very active, people who don't do much but lay around, aren't just being lazy. In a way, they're being considerate. Sloth may be a vice, but to the universe, it's a fountain of youth. Choosing to do as little as possible means consciously limiting your contribution to the inevitable dispersal of energy, and thus, in a teeny tiny way, postponing the heat death of our universe.
Yeah, but I mean, if you think about it, you not doing anything ain't doing nothing for the universe because say this, when a star explodes in a quasar and all that other stuff, yeah, you're not making a difference. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, be lazy if you want to, I guess.
The heat death of our universe. Relaxing adds time to the universe's life. An amount of time, to be fair, almost indistinguishable from zero, but still theoretically real. Being lazy will make the universe last longer. So thanks for chilling out. Thanks for taking it easy. And as always, thanks for watching.
Alright guys, we're going to stop right there. So yeah, great video as always. I love these Vsauce videos and they always make you think. I love the way that they make you think. Because in my opinion, it's almost like a brain exercise doing these type of videos, just making your brain always just work as a mechanism that it is, you know what I'm saying? With that being said though, I am going to be doing another Vsauce video soon, so if you're subscribed for this reason, for my Vsauce videos, please come back, because I will be doing another one. I'll be doing Is My Red Your Red video next on my Vsauce side. As far as my next video, I'm going to be doing a Barbarossa. I'm going to be starting a new series called the Barbarossa series, I believe. It's a recommendation. It's going to be I think it's like a 4 to 5 video series, starting that. And then from there, I'm going to be doing another science videos. It'll be my Isaac Arthur video. It's another recommendation, and from there we'll just keep going. And from there I'll be doing my Napoleon, or I'll be doing either a Napoleon or a Mongol video. With that being said, please don't forget to check out my short series. Oh.